Welcome to Focus on the Community, sponsored by McMahon Hatter Insurance Agency. I'm an agency with them. I sell group benefits. My name is Robin Doan. Please welcome my very special guest tonight, a good friend of mine and a client, Sonia Davis, the Executive Director of the Pensacola Museum of Art. Sonia, I hear you have brought all sorts of interesting facts and really neat things she's going to talk about for the Pensacola Museum of Art. For those of you Pensacolians that have not made it down to the old jail that is on Main Street, I highly recommend it. We've got some fabulous things coming on. And art is not as stuffy as it used to be, thanks to Sonia's direction. So Sonia, tell us a little bit about what has gotten the museum to this place. And I know for our viewers, we're going to talk about some of the events that they have, a lot of the community outreach that we do. Just kind of tell us about one of the fun things that you love being the director of.
Well, I have to say that one of the things is our new monthly networking event.
Oh, neat!
Culture Club. If you've not been to Culture Club, you need to come. In fact, you have been to Culture Club, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, it's lots of fun.
I'm a frequent offender.
Yes, you are. And I'm remembering now that you've been there a few times. And Culture Club, first Thursday of every month, we have a featured artist, and it's going to be a young artist, because this is really about young audience development. It's about, got to be 21, because we serve alcohol, it's cocktails, it's a young artist, it's live music, and then you're going to mix and mingle with all those folks that are your age.
I think it's fabulous. For the few times that I've gone, in Pensacola, you're always searching, after work on a Thursday, what do? You don't just want to go down to the latest happy hour. This is a chance for you to actually meet other people that appreciate the art. So possibly, if you're interested in mingling with other people that like that, you're going to meet people that have jobs downtown or commute downtown.
Absolutely.
It's a great way to relax with your peer group, and a great way to meet a new artist that's just making his mark on the scene, or her mark.
That's right.
So really fun.
That's right. We choose a new artist each month, and again, it's always pretty much from that age group, a young emerging artist.
Cool.
So
now, who do you have coming for January?
For January, it's a young artist who he's on the faculty at UWF.
Oh,
and
what's his medium? Is it paint or?
It's painting. It's painting. Yep. And we have a really great committee, and they go out and they network in their own groups, in the community, because it's a group of young professionals. It's people that they're working in the community, and they have a very different reach from what I have. So.
Absolutely. I think that's great. And from what I know, because I have some friends that are on your board of directors, you just have an amazing dynamic group of people and lots of free thinkers. And so when you come to the museum and you see these really neat exhibits, and to top it all off, things like the Culture Club and the events that are always held at the museum, you really get to have this great exposure to these thoughts that are way, way outside of Pensacola. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, is that through Culture Club, we're able to get people comfortable, younger people comfortable with the museum, because so many people do think, it's stuffy, I don't want to go there.
Or I don't have a lot of money, I probably wouldn't fit in with people going there. And I'm here to tell you, I've been there several times, and everyone there really makes you feel comfortable. And it's so neat to be able to network with other people that also really appreciate the art.
And a lot of people, they're there for the first time as well.
Absolutely.
And so people are looking around at the
fun
art.
Part.
It's fun.
And while we're talking about really cool venues and cool places to go, tell us a little bit about how you have gotten Pensacola Museum of Art on the top of the charts for having actual parties there. A lot of people don't know that you can actually rent the entire museum out and have amazing venues. I mean, think about it. If you're going to have a party, you can have it at the Museum of Art, which adds instant culture, instant class, and if there's a lull in the party, people can just automatically go look and see what's going on.
Well, one of the things, of course, is that sometimes people are a little uncomfortable. Maybe there's people that they don't know at the party. Well, you can
always start mingling and talking about art, right?
What do you think about the art here?
Absolutely, instant. What do you call it? Icebreaker.
That's That's right. Absolutely. The other thing, too, is that it does lend a certain ambiance. People bring their own caterer. So we've had a number of holiday parties during December.
That's wonderful. And
That's
so
fun.
how does someone, if I was interested in having, I know you do quite a few wedding receptions that I've been privy to be invited to there, how does someone go about contacting you to consider that? Or like,
They can just call the museum. In fact, people have gotten married at the museum.
oh wow, an actual marriage ceremony.
If you're not set on getting married in a church or some specific place, you can come and get married at the museum.
That is so
But all they have to
fun.
do is call the museum, and we'll get them set up.
And it's one of the few places in Pensacola where you can bring in an outside caterer, which is a big deal. If you have ever planned an event, I have assisted several bridesmaids, always bridesmaid, never a bride. But in planning that, it's a lot of fun to be able to offer that venue to your guests, and it's something that your guests will always remember.
Okay.
Well, since we're talking about things that your guests will always remember, tell us about some of the events that you have had here in 2010 and what we can look forward to in 2011.
Well, one of the things that was very popular in 2010 was our Private Walls Pensacola Collects exhibition.
Oh my gosh, I went there. It was phenomenal.
You were there. You were there for the opening.
I was.
Yeah.
Was at the opening
Yeah.
party. For those of y'all that don't know what that's about, Pensacola Collects, the Private Walls collection, is where patrons around Pensacola will actually loan their art
Right.
to the museum, and then there's a giant show of all of Pensacola's own art. And I was honestly astonished
Yeah,
at
it
the
is.
amount of art collectors we have and art aficionados that we have in the area. And so you're sitting there talking about these really neat pieces of art, and you'll notice that someone's just really animated and talking about this one. Well, it's because it's theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they love it, and it's
Exactly.
just an amazing way to get people involved. And I think that's a lot of the focus of the museum now, is how to get the community involved. How do you prevent people from thinking that it's just for stuffy, rich people? And you've done a great job with educational outreach, which we'll talk about later. But when is Private Walls coming to Pensacola for 2011?
That'll be April. That'll be April.
April.
And, as you and I were talking about earlier, after the first of the year, I'm going to be out there in the community looking to connect with people who have that Picasso in their closet, that have, I mean, we had Andy Warhol. We had...
You had some amazing pieces.
Amazing. Probably one of the most amazing pieces was a Renaissance piece by an artist, Guido Reni. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And hundreds of years old, if it was a Renaissance piece. Just amazing.
Yes. My understanding is that Catherine the Great owned a similar piece.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And it's a stunning piece, and we were privileged to have that as the centerpiece kind of the exhibition in 2010. And I know that there's going to be things that will come out in 2011.
And you're saying 2010 is actually the first time that Private Walls.
Right.
And what a great idea. And I'll give that to you and your board of directors and your staff. Just what an amazing idea. But what a great way to actually spend an evening getting to know your fellow Pensacolians and their tastes. Because I can tell you, the tastes in Pensacola are just as diverse as the people that are here. And another really neat thing to think about when you're talking about going to this event, it's such a cool place to actually meet people.
Always.
Because you've got people that are just really excited about showing their stuff, and they show up. It's one of the few events in Pensacola where you can actually dress up. It's like a cocktail party.
Yes.
I always get really excited about those.
Yeah, really
It's wonderful. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll touch base on the Personal Walls Project, and then we're going to hear all about what PMA does to reach out to our children in the community.
McMahon Hatter Insurance. We're an independent insurance agency. We don't work for a single insurance company. We work for you. Our professionals listen to your needs. We answer your questions. We help you choose from a wide range of auto, home, and health insurance, ensuring that you get the policies that are exactly right for you. As your needs change, we'll be there with you every step of the way. When it comes to insurance, you have choices. We can help you find the right choices at McMahon Hatter Insurance.
Auto Owners Insurance has been safe, sound, and secure for over 90 years. That's stability you can count on. Contact your independent Auto Owners Insurance agent today.
and welcome back to Focus on the Community, sponsored by McMahon Hatter Insurance Agency. My name is Robin Doan, and I'm your hostess tonight. I'm also an agent with McMahon Hatter Insurance. I'm a very special guest and a friend of mine, as well as a client on tonight, representing the fabulous Pensacola Museum of Art, Sonia Davis. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming back after break.
Thank you.
Pensacola, before we left for break, we were talking about the fabulous Private Walls collection. For those of y'all that have never made it an event, it's the first time it happened was in 2010. It's going to be coming back in April of 2011. And this is a not-to-miss show. This show is where Pensacolian collectors from all over the town actually donate their wares and their goods, their arts, fabulous art collections. So you find stuff from all over people's antique collections, maybe their mother or grandparent owned it, and then we display it at the Pensacola Museum of Art for everyone in Pensacola to enjoy these fabulous finds. So
that's right.
That is coming in April 2011. Should we have a viewer that actually has this fabulous piece they want to share with Pensacola and the rest of the world, how do they get in touch? Do they just need to call the Pensacola Museum?
Just call the museum. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so make sure, viewers, if you have that fabulous treasure that we all really need to see to advance our art education out there, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I will be at the show. We want to make sure that you contact the Pensacola Museum of Art, and it is called the Private Walls Collection.
That's right.
Fabulous.
And really, we had some phenomenal pieces, as we were talking about last time. We're really looking for household names.
Okay, so like your Warhols,
right,
your
exactly.
Picasso.
Right, we had a couple of pieces, beautiful glass pieces by Dale Chihuly. Andy Warhol was one of the artists that we showed. Picasso. So
Rockefeller, things like that.
We've had some lesser known but nationally known artists, as opposed to, we have some really wonderful local artists, regional artists, but that's not the focus of this particular show. That's not the focus.
Make sure that it's nationally known.
National or international, and if you're thinking, I have this wonderful piece of art. Well, we had one of our board members had several paintings by early 20th century French painters. Again, not so much household names, but beautifully done, international reputation, and so it's amazing what
things. It really is what the treasures that we find. I'm an antiques junkie myself, so I can't wait to go and see what's going to be happening there. Well, we've talked about that, so that's Private Walls coming up in April. Pensacola Museum of Art does a fabulous job of introducing our children to art throughout their age and as they grow up in the school system. And I gotta say, we all know that the budgets for the arts, as well as physical education, are being cut. So tell us a little bit about a child's experience when they arrive at the Pensacola Museum of Art and how y'all really do the community outreach.
I should probably ask you that, Robin, because we were talking before that from 7 till 12?
Well, actually, I have a unique experience with the Pensacola Museum of Art, but from the age of, I think it was 6 through age 12, we would go up to the top of the Pensacola Museum of Art, so walk all through the really neat catacombs, and it's an old jail, so you get to see all these really neat, and I just love old stuff, love history. And Imogene Kennedy actually taught a beginning ceramics class for many, many years. So I grew up going to the Pensacola Museum of Art every Wednesday.
We said we were going to go down into
you can find Robin's relics.
That's right. We're going to go down into the basement of the museum and find Robin's ceramics.
These will not be at the Private Walls collection. Absolutely not. But I think you got, y'all received in 2010 a phenomenal grant from Impact 100.
We did.
What an honor. And what a fabulous organization.
Absolutely.
For those of y'all that don't know a lot about Impact 100, they choose 5 different types of awards to give. And tell us a little bit about the one that the Pensacola Museum of Art received, because I know that it really just changed the whole ambiance of how the museum feels.
It did. Well, probably the primary thing that viewers will see, visitors will see, is we have brand new lighting. And the lighting in the gallery before, if you had been to the museum, it was very dark. I always said it was kind of cave-like. Well, brand new lighting,
Oh, phenomenal.
And now the walls are awash with light. We have the ability to dim the lights, and
Ernie, you can also, I think, focus on certain pieces,
yes, we can.
which is phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely. We were delighted to be the recipient of the Impact 100 grant, not in 2010, but in fall of 2009, and we're just
wonderful.
completing our project now. So we also did some other technology stuff. Got new computers, so now we're sending out more electronic messages.
Yeah, and you were sharing with me just before we came on the show how you're archiving everything in video archives. Tell us a little bit about that project, because that's huge.
We have a permanent collection of about 500 pieces, and we've photographed all of those in 2010. The intention is to publish a book. We'll self-publish. It'll be a coffee table kind of book, and
Neat.
So people we'll be able to share with people the kinds of things that we have in the permanent collection.
And I think that's wonderful, because for as as small as we think Pensacola is, not only is the Pensacola geographical area very large, but the concentration that we have of arts, be it music. I mean, just think about the guests that we've had on this show. That's wonderful, and to be able to have a keepsake. I know you were sharing with me that when people donated art there, or for the Private Walls collection, you wanted to be able to give them a token of this amazing collection.
Right.
What a great way to do it.
Right. Well,
so phenomenal.
Yeah, we're looking forward to putting that together now during the winter and spring, and we hope to have that for those who contribute to the Private Walls exhibition.
That is wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how the crowd has changed, because I know you were making comments to me about how the crowd's getting younger coming to the museum. It's becoming quote unquote hip to actually be with art.
Yeah, I think
Tell
so.
us about some of the artists that y'all have booked coming in for 2011.
Well, in terms of young, and you had asked me about kids as well.
Yes.
In January of every year, in the first part of February, we do a collaboration with the Escambia County School District.
Oh, so this is where you get to see the children's show. Phenomenal.
Yes, Youth Art Focus. Youth Art Focus starts the first week in January, and it'll run till about the middle of February. 500 pieces, roughly.
Wow.
K through 12.
All professionally mounted and matted and displayed.
Well,
I mean,
let's put it this way, it's certainly ready to hang.
I love it.
Ready to hang.
For those of y'all that have never experienced a children's art, I mean, I myself was a failed artist as a child, but my parents were still proud and put it on the wall. This is where children that have been working all year to perfect an art, I think we saw some pointel there. I know one year I did a piece, and some of my friends did, where you took the markers and made actually little, little dots, the little dot pictures,
little
and
dots.
learned all about that. And you've got the geometric things. I think we did a study on MC Escher. There.
Okay.
It is just so neat to go and see, children that you may have played, your kids may have played soccer with or something, and see all their arts and just learn a lot about all that Escambia County does for the arts in their school system.
Robin, last year during Youth Art Focus, during the opening reception, because we give awards, and actually our guild underwrites some of the awards, and then again we have a collaboration with the Escambia County School District. But during the award ceremony, we had over 1,000 people at the museum in one night.
Wow.
In one night. This year, what we intend to do is split it into 2 nights, because it was wall to wall.
But what
people.
an amazing event for people to come and be so proud of their children, but then get to see what their children's peers, and maybe get inspired. Maybe they see a study of something else that they want to then themselves perfect, which is really neat.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more about what the Pensacola Museum of Art is doing to change Pensacola.
Now you know you're going to have to feed and water them.
No problem, Daddy.
For all the promises we make, keeping your word is what matters most.
Don't forget to stop by and visit.
No problem, Daddy.
Your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows that. In fact, you could say,
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
they were raised that way. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
Honey, are we up to date on our homeowner's insurance?
Relax, we're with McMahon Hatter. That was taken care of months ago.
It's hurricane season. Do you know who your insurance agent is? Not knowing if you have the right insurance can be stressful, but with McMahon Hatter, we can take that stress away. We're a locally owned independent agency. We represent the top insurance companies in the marketplace, which in turn gives you the best coverage. We have the ability to show you multiple quotes and help you save money. McMahon Hatter, your trusted advisor for your insurance needs.
You don't really think about stability until you don't have it. Auto Owners Insurance has been safe, sound, and secure for over 90 years. That's stability you can count on. Contact your independent Auto Owners Insurance agent today. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
New shoes?
McMahon Hatter Insurance, we're an independent insurance agency. We don't work for a single insurance company, we work for you. Our professionals listen to your needs, we answer your questions, we help you choose from a wide range of auto, home, and health insurance, ensuring that you get the policies that are exactly right for you. As your needs change, we'll be there with you every step of the way. When it comes to insurance, you have choices. We can help you find the right choices at McMahon Hatter Insurance.
Hi, and welcome back to McMahon Hatter Insurance Agency's Focus on the Community. I have a very special guest here tonight. My name is Robin Doan, and I'm your hostess, also an agent with McMahon Hatter Insurance. We are learning all about what the Pensacola Museum of Art has to offer. Thank you, Sonia Davis, Executive Director, back after break. She came back. You showed up again. It was great. Actually, before we left and took a break, we were talking about the fabulous thing that is coming up actually next month, which is the Child Show, where all over Escambia County, children submit their works of art in school. And what ages are we going to see here?
K through 12.
K through 12.
Yeah.
So you're going to see all sorts of different mediums. You've got painting. I think we're going to have a little bit of, geometric art. I know I myself did some pointillism. It's just an amazing opportunity to really go and look at how the arts are still really inspiring in the Escambia County schools. So tell us a little bit about the selection process and how that actually happens.
Well, the teachers make the selection.
And this is the art teachers?
Right. The art teachers make the selection. And again, we end up with over 500 pieces of art. We do a judging. So the kids will get their ribbons. We have a whole ceremony for them.
Wow. I think once I got a participant ribbon. That's pretty important.
That counts.
I was like the Fockers. I still put it up. 10th place.
Oh, good. Well, that counts. But it's something we do every year. In fact, we've done it, my understanding, having only been at the museum about a year and a half, but I understand that this has been going on, this collaboration with the school district has been going on for the entire existence of the museum, which is 56 years.
Well, I'm going to date myself and say I was I tried to get my art into at least 25 of those.
Okay, good.
It's really an amazing opportunity to see what the children are doing, and likewise, it's a great opportunity to bring your children to the museum. That's going to do a few things. It's going to allow your children to potentially be inspired by some of the artwork that their peers are doing. I remember going and looking at this amazing picture of a frog and just thinking, wow, in my next art class, I really want to draw a frog. And then it's also a chance for just to delight in child's glory as they receive a ribbon and really add, I think a friend of mine before the break who works here, we were talking a little bit about how we were just impressed as young children going to the Museum of Art. It's such a neat venue, but then you start to think that all museums are old jails. And just, it's just such a mystical, fabulous place. And what a great way to say thank you to all the children and really let them have a special day. So that is going to be in January.
In January, first
Can't
part
wait
of February.
For that. In April, we've got the Private Walls collection, which we've already talked about. Phenomenal.
Right. Can I tell you one other thing?
Absolutely.
Okay. The other thing that we're doing for kids this summer is Chagall for Children.
Oh, wow.
It'll be on loan from the Cole Museum, Children's Museum in Chicago. Neat. It'll start early May, go June, July, August. So when the kids get crispy at the beach, they can come to the museum.
Absolutely.
And then it will run through Labor Day weekend. So that'll be all summer, and we'll have summer camp. I think it's 9 or 10 weeks of summer camp.
That is so
related
neat.
to the exhibition, but then also there'll be other themes.
Oh, and summer camp, you know, moms and dads out there looking for a way to entertain your children, allow them to look at art and actually learn about all these
then make
artists
art.
and touch it,
Yeah.
make it themselves, come
Right.
home with a prize.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
always fabulous.
Yeah.
And sometimes even something you don't have to put on the fridge, something you can actually put on the coffee table.
Might want to frame ready to hang. huh?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Fabulous. Well, we have talked about a lot of stuff. I think one of the biggest things I want to thank Sonia for being the executive director here is really the museum has this fabulous outreach program of really trying to get the community to open up and learn all about art, but in a non-threatening way. So if you thought that art until now was stuffy or only for people that had a lot of money, we're trying to totally change that down at the Pensacola Museum of Art.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much, Pensacola, for watching our show tonight. I hope that I will see you at the Private Walls Collection, and then I hope that I will also see you as I go to see the Children's Collection coming up in
That's right.
January.
Youth Art Focus.
Yeah, absolutely. Fabulous. Well, thank you, Sonia, for coming on tonight. And thanks, Pensacola. Have a great night.